Richard Savage is another fighter I saw spar at Pittman's Gym in Oakland. He was in the ring working against Mike Zena, who was one of the Bay Area's top prospects at the time, probably best known for flooring Rocky Lockridge during a nationally televised fight. I remember spending a little extra time wrapping my hands for the workout so I could watch them go at it for a bit. Savage was a really highly touted amateur that appeared on ABC a few times. I don't know what he was doing in Oakland, and in looking at his record, he never had a bout in the Bay Area, but I read that he did have family in Oakland because he lived out here until his parents divorced when he was 7 years old, so perhaps he was visiting and got a workout in. Savage got into boxing when he was a 13-year-old, living with his grandparents in West Monroe, Louisiana, when a boxing family moved in next door. The Montague brothers were amateur boxers, and Savage got inspired to take up the sport after watching them work out in the backyard. He won his first amateur bout at the age of 14, and under the tutelage of his coach, Buck McDuffie, proceeded to win numerous international bouts before finishing as a runner-up to Stevie Cruz in a national Golden Gloves. It was a close bout, and he rematched Cruz at the United States Amateur Championships in 1981.
18 years of age from Fort Worth, Stevie Cruz, two terrific young fighters. The fight I told you I looked forward to yesterday. What a pair. The bell for round one. These kids have fought once before in the National Golden Gloves in Toledo, Ohio. It was a war, and Cruz, the victor, in a close decision. Now you watch Cruz in action. Classic style. Takes a punch well. Can punch well with either hand. Knows how to use the ring and how to work that ring and the opponent at the same time. But Savage throwing suspiciously like Sugar Ray Leonard. There, right there. The quickness of the hands. The flurry of punches. These kids are something to see. After Cooney against Norton, after some of the others we've had, don't you laugh at amateur boxing. These exchanges are rough and quick. Things I like about Cruz is at age 17, he even knows how to go to the belly. You don't often see that in amateur fighters, youngsters. But Savage, quick of feet as he is with his hands. Steady movement, lateral movement. Good by Dick Savage. And Savage covering well. Caution from the referee. The third man in the ring is Paul Connor of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Another veteran amateur boxing referee. Scoring 20-point must system. Savage got in a good right by 5 judges at ringside. Note the way Savage keeps that movement going. Note the way Cruz cuts off the ring on him or tries to. We have less than 40 seconds left in round one. In that exchange, Savage back against the ropes, answering in kind to Cruz's leads. And right there again. Counting down now, the final seconds of a tremendous first round. Another caution from the referee about the use of the head by Savage. No points taken away. Remember, that's a caution. That is not a penalization. We are coming to the end of a terrific first round. 18-pound weight limitation. Dick Savage, West Monroe, Louisiana, to the right of your screen. Steve Cruz, just 17, from Fort Worth, Texas, in the white trunks. A simply tremendous first round. Brisk exchanges, damage done. Cruz's mouth bleeding at the end of the first round. And some blood coming from Savage's mouth, too. Twice. The referee, Paul Connor of Milwaukee, cautioned Savage about the use of the head, though frankly I saw no evidence of a fight. Both fighters very quick-handed. Cruz, a fighter in the classic style despite his tender age. cutting off the ring or trying to do so on Savage. Saw the quickness of Savage's hands. The left lead and the good right caught by Savage. Steady foot movement by Savage. Remember, these two fought in the National Golden Gloves final in Toledo, Ohio. And it was a brutal fight. And right there, Savage scores with a right. And Cruz is glazed and dizzy and wobbly. And this time, Dick Savage is taking charge of the bout. Paul Connor allows it to go on. The quick right floored Steve Cruz in the second round. Savage coming along as a fighter, as I said, in the manner of Sugar Ray Leonard when Ray Leonard was an amateur. Cruz fighting desperately. Savage keeping his poise. Keep your head when you have the opponent in trouble. Work him. And that's exactly what Dick Savage is doing. Savage putting on a brilliant performance. We are a minute and 55 seconds into the second round, and Steve Cruz is in trouble. His legs are wavering, wobbling. He is ready to go. He is a game youngster, but now the boxing skills are gone because he's hurt. Savage again. This is just a tremendous fight. Look at Cruz fighting back now. And the question, is Savage a little tired? Just kids? As Dick at 21 punched himself out. Cruz at 17. Does he have the stamina to go on? When he was on the canvas, it looked like he didn't know where he was. But look at the way he's recovered now. And Steve Cruz is fighting back. We are coming to the end of round 2. And, of course, scoring 20-point must system by 5 judges at ringside. The first 2 rounds, tremendous rounds. First round was close, though I thought Savage had the edge. The second round, Savage clearly the edge with a knockdown. Steve Cruz sent to the canvas. And it seemed that he could not get up. Right there, Savage with another good right. But Cruz did get up and was coming back at the end of the round. How, I don't know. Quickly in and out, Dick Savage. But Cruz now back in his classic style and apparently in complete possession of himself. These two kids fought in the Golden Gloves. It was a battle like this one. Steve Cruz was given the edge, a split decision. Steve's head rattled by a quick combination by Savage, and then by an ensuing right. And there's the left getting in there. And there's that Savage movement I told you about. So reminiscent of what the late Tom Sarge Johnson taught Sugar Ray Leonard. This kid is in the mold of Sugar Ray Leonard. Richard Savage, Dick Savage, you remember that name. Savage steadily working that ring, giving Cruz no target to work against, and scoring himself quickly. But there on the inside, Cruz trying to answer some of what Savage has been doing to him. Third and final round action. We are finally into the final minute. We have less than 50 seconds left. And Savage intent right there. The quick hands, the quick combination. Oh, man like Customato, so great a teacher of boxing, must be loving watching this kid, Dick Savage. You know, if a fighter is a natural, yeah, teaching helps, but there's only so much that you can teach a true natural. And Savage has the look of a natural. I love the way he combines the hands, the feet, the steady movement, the way he works that opponent, never loses his cool. When Cruz was in desperate trouble, Savage went after him methodically. See him back off there? What a fight that was, and Savage knows he's won it.
Savage would defeat Cruz again by decision 2 months later at the U.S. National Sports Festival before he turned pro in November of 1981. And Savage ran his record to 24-0 over the course of 4 years, getting ranked in all 3 governing bodies as he defeated the likes of Myron Taylor and Gerald Hayes. But tragedy struck Savage as his trainer Buck McDuffie died of cancer in 1985 at the age of 56. Reporters worried about his future as they thought that the can't-miss prospect now lacked direction, as McDuffie and the fighter were as close as father and son. Buck's death took a lot of pep out of me, Savage said. I've got to get myself together. I haven't been working out much lately. Savage then came under the guidance of Buck's son, Sparky. The new team then entered a nationally televised contest against Jose Vidal Concepcion on NBC.
His last fight this past April, he won a 10-round decision over Gerald Hayes in his hometown of Monroe. And Ferdy, we have seen the best and worst of Gerald Hayes. He is an up-and-down fighter.
Yeah, he's an in-and-outer, all right. And it's a shame because he has the talent, but not the concentration or the desire. Savage, on the meantime, is on a roll here.
But that good win for Richard Savage. Juan Vidal Concepcion is 23 years old, out of the Dominican Republic, now lives in the Bronx. His record supplied by the promoter at 23-3, 13 by KO. And his last fight in San Juan last May lost a 10-round decision to Tomas Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a man who provided Alfredo Lane with a good battle. That was last May, with Lane going on to win a crack at the champion Wilfredo Gomez.
Well, if Savage is to come through this bout and face the kind of competition he has in the top 10, he must look good today. I mean, they're talking about McGuigan already. That's a long way down the road, although he's already ranked #1 in the IBF.
These are featherweights, and it is scheduled for 10 from the Catholic Youth Center, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Good exchange.
Savage not running as much as he usually does. One of the raps on him, and the reason he didn't get up into higher category competition, was he ran so much in the early part of his career. He was always just flitting about the ring. He seems to be getting down to business of top flight boxing now. He's looked very well so far this first round.
Concepcion picking off that right hand of Savage, and that is it for round 1. Pacheco, Richard Savage, and Juan Vidal Concepcion. That is Savage on the right side of the screen. Run down the rules. The scoring is on the 5-point must system and handled by the 3 judges. 3 knockdown rule in effect, and the referee can use the standing 8. It is his decision. There is a mandatory 8. Ringside physician can stop the round.
Concepcion trying to bring this issue to a head here in the second round with a toe-to-toe exchange, which Savage caught most of it on his gloves and ducked the rest, landed his few blows, and was gone. I think what you're seeing here is the superior speed of Savage and his mobility. He is able to just glide away from trouble and come in, land his punches, and be gone.
Final seconds. Second round. We'll be back after these words. That
that last round, and that somehow is the mobility and experience of Savage to get away from the strong, determined punches of Concepcion.
Solid round for Richard Savage after a strong 7th by Concepcion. Concepcion out for round 9. Meeting up with Richard Savage. Concepcion out of the Dominican Republic, now living in the Bronx. Record listed at 23-3, 13 by knockouts. Last fight in San Juan last May, lost a 10-round decision to Tomas Rodriguez. Rodriguez, good fighter, as we saw against Alfredo Lane, although Lane did rally and beat Rodriguez, which will lead to a mandatory title shot against Wilfredo Gomez. Savage last fought this past April. He won a 10-round decision over Gerald Hayes, a fellow we have seen move to great heights and look very impressive, and he's gone the other way also. Savage fighting Hayes in his hometown. He's out of West Monroe, Louisiana.
Savage looking like a world-class fighter today. He is ranked in all 3 boxing organizations very highly.
I would like a title shot, but he has the usual boxer cry, feeling that certain people are ducking him. He says he wants to fight Barry McGuigan, but you always hear, well, so-and-so is afraid of fighting me. In some cases, it's accurate.
Well, what they're really talking about is when you have a fighter of this caliber, why waste him in a 10-round fight when you can get him in a title fight? And that's what happened with McGuigan. Why fight him now? Fight him later, where he can make the money. I think he's about a year away. He should fight opposition like Concepcion and go higher and higher. Get the experience necessary, build a public following, and then have a fight which is meaningful as far as boxing skills and money.
That was out of left field. Concepcion trying to land that overhand right. To the right, Juan Vidal Concepcion. Now, and he's apparently called a slip. Concepcion again with the short left, but no knockdown.
Concepcion, feeling that it was a legitimate knockdown, which it was not, has been steamed up. He wants to come after him.
Final seconds, 9th round. Knockdown.
Come to you, okay? You go to him. Go to him. All right, let's get him, okay? Here. Let's go. Hey, let's do it, Bone. Come on now.
10th and final round. Richard Savage with his back to you. Juan Vidal Concepcion. And from time to time, as we just saw, they stand in the middle of the ring and slug it out. They've had several good exchanges.
Yeah, it's been a good fight for students of defense and occasional offense. Savage has fought just enough to carry almost every round. It's curious that in the corner again, Concepcion's people have said you've swapped rounds with him 1-1. It's even. Whoever takes this round wins the fight. If they really believe that, it's you have to doubt their veracity and eyesight. But it's a good thing to tell your fighter. Might as well send him out there to try to win this last round. Maybe knock out Savage.
What do you have it?
So far ahead, it's almost embarrassing. 45-37. Unofficially.
In favor of Savage.
Yes, indeed.
That is on the 5-point must system. And the scoring handled by the 3 judges. The referee, Rocky Castellani, does not take part in the scoring.
Again, the oddity of good exchange by Savage. The oddity of scoring, this is actually a closer fight seen in combination. If you see everything together, you say, hey, this was a pretty close fight. But when you look at it round by round, Savage just keeps backing away.
And less than a minute to go in this final round.
Savage kind of showing off now.
Showing with the speed and the quickness. And dancing now. And Concepcion also looking to demonstrate that his stamina is just fine, as he also demonstrated his dance step. Concepcion got caught. Coming up on 10 seconds to go in the bout. So this will go the distance. Juan Vidal Concepcion and Richard Savage go 10. We'll have the decision right after these messages.
Judge Jack Castellani scores it even at 46-46. And Judge Frank P. Adams observed the fight at 48-43 for the winner. For his 25th win in as many pro bouts, Richard Savage.
Well, the fight doctor had it 49-42, as did one of the judges, Phil Boscia. But a majority decision because Jack Castellani.
Savage didn't challenge WBA champion Barry McGuigan as he wanted. Instead, he accepted a title shot at IBF champion Ki Young Chung on short notice and was decisioned over 15 rounds. He then took off 9 months from the sport, but returned to lose 2 more before a comebacking Carlos Zarate stopped him in 5 rounds. Outside the ring, Savage had become involved in the drug trade, getting arrested in 1989 for selling crack cocaine. He received an 11-year prison sentence that was suspended, and he was placed on 5 years of probation. He resumed his boxing career in 1990 after a 3-year layoff, picking up 4 victories, which included a win over contender Steve McCrory. Savage then traveled to France and was stopped twice there by journeyman opponents. He still didn't kick the drug habit, as in 1992 he was convicted for using drugs which violated his probation. But once again, the judge didn't send him to jail. Savage returned to the ring in 2001 at the age of 41, winning a few contests before getting stopped by junior welterweight contender Kelson Pinto. After retiring, he remained in the sport, transitioning into becoming a coach at the West Monroe Boxing Club. Savage finished with a ring record of 35 wins against 8 defeats with 22 knockouts.